Sampad Pradayaki. Tulsi, which represents all nature, is worshipped in India. In every devout home of India, you will find a Tulsi tree, Tulsi plant to represent Tulsi. Another beautiful concept of India's heritage and culture is attitude towards the sun. Sun is the life-giving force in the whole world. Therefore, we always pray to the sun. Early morning we get up and we tell the sun that you are our source of everything in the world. We say, Bhanu Bhaskara Martanda Chandarasme Divagaraha Ayurarogyamaishwaryam Sriyam Shayam Shadehime. The sun, the Panjabhutas, they are all sacred to us. And next, if I may say so, one more beautiful idea that which emanated from India is the concept towards family life. Family life is, according to me, the primary unit of society. Under the family is retained well, in harmony, in peace, balance, the whole society will get ruined. And therefore we have conceptualized the idea that woman is Parashakti. Out of the 12 religions in the world, 11 religions, their prophets are males, like Zoroaster, or Guru Nanak, or Buddha, or Mahavira, or Mohammed, Jesus. All religions in the world, they are worshipping a male orientation. Whereas in India, our concept Parashakti itself is a woman. That's why we say Parashakti is a woman, and every Muni, every saint or sage had a consort. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva have Lakshmi, Saraswati, Lakshmi and Durga. We are given a special place to women in this country. For instance, now we say that Manu himself has written, where woman is worshipped, God resides. Where woman is worshipped, God resides. And therefore Bhagavan Ramakrishna, even in the last century, used to prostrate before his wife Sharada Devi before he started the day, saying that we look at every woman like our mother, what is called a Madhurtva Bhava. That's a great idea, because you will find in many parts of the world, families are breaking down, women are being mistreated, and there's a great deal of hardship. It is true, though India has got such a great idea towards women, we are equally unfair with women and children in the female field. In many parts of India, we are even killing girl children. So in India, from time immemorial, we are giving this concept that woman should be respected. A society is sustained by the chastity, restraint, culture, sacrifice, suffering, modesty of the women of India. And therefore even Shiva in Saundarya Lahari has given a sloka saying, and 96th sloka saying, how we worship you, Mother. Shiva Shaktya Yukto Yadi Bhavati Shaktaha Pravedam Ate Devam Devo Nagakusalaha Spandilovi Adastam Aratyam Harigara Garanjadi Vavi Pranandum Sodumva Akamarga Punyaha Pravadi. Kerala has got more temples for women goddesses than for male goddesses. Durge Bhagavati Devi Maheshwari, Katyayani Devi Raja Rajeshwari, Umashangari Parvati Gauri Amba Bhavani, Radhamige, Sharadhamige, Mogamige, Annapurne, Tripurasundari, Chamundeshwari, Bhuvaneshwari, Meenakshi, Kamakshi, Visarakshi, Pankajakshi, Bhadre, Narayani, Vaishnavi, and so on. So there are thousands of temples all over India, all dedicated to women. It is because of that and their tradition of Indian women, the Chaitanya of India, the Prabha and the Shobha of India is all because of the spirit of Indian women. Even last century, we had the Sharada Devi is considered to be a saint. In the distant past, we had Gargi, Maitreyi, Ubhaya Bharati, Anusuya, Ahalya. This famous sloka which says, Ahalya Draupadi Sita, Tara Mandodari Tatha, Panchaganyas Pare Nityam, Mahabhara Nashram, Gayatrim, Tulasim Gangam, Kamadenu Arundadim, Panchamadas Pare Nityam, Mahabhara Nashram. And thus you will find in any aspect of life, there is a relationship, an event, an attitude, a behavior. India has always considered themselves the ethical, moral, righteous content. We always respect wealth. We are not against wealth. We are not against comfort and conveniences. That is why a woman is, the wealth itself is conceptualized as a woman in the case of Mahalakshmi. Namaste tu Mahamayi, Shri Virya Surabhujide, Mahalakshmi Namosule. Similarly, we consider that the learning, Vidya, India is great for the we have Hunde Vishara Haradavada, Yashubra, Shanida, like that the beautiful slogan on Saraswati. I must also say even Anna, food. We are made of food. The Annamaya Kosha is made of food grains, vegetable foods and so on. Karnataka is which has got a temple for Annapurna. Anna means our food, and we are actually children of food. Therefore, there are so many slogans on Annapurna. In the Karnataka, there is a temple. We say Nityanandagari, Varabhayagari, Saundarya Ratnagari, Nirdhudagala Gauravanagari, Saundarya Ratnagari, etc., etc. And therefore, you will find that we live, India is all spiritual. Whatever we do is considered to be a spiritual endeavor or a cultural endeavor dedicated to mankind. So the whole lot we do japa, mantra, and all the recitations, all the prayers are always for the happiness of mankind. That's why we always say, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, let the whole world be happy. Sarve Sandhu Niramayaha, let all mankind be free from disease. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyandu, always look at the good things like Mahakashit, Dukha Bhagavavet, never be unhappy. Our whole concept is Dukha Nivritti, Sukha Prapti, Manashanti. That means there will be no Dukha, there will be no tension, no stress, no what I would call anxiety. We should always be Sachidananda Swarupa. The concept is of Sachidananda Swarupa, meaning all that life we are in Sachidananda Swarupa. India has got many other concepts. The law of karma is a unique genius of India. Though ancient past, in the Greek philosophy, Plato was believed in law of karma. The only solution only explanation for the inequality, iniquity, injustice, exploitation in the world. God created the world, they say, all religions say, God created the world. Now why did He create bad men? Why did He create so much of injustice, so much of poverty, so much of privation and so on? It is the only Indian philosophy which has explained the reason behind this negative part of our attitude towards other human beings. And that's a great contribution of India. Now it has been accepted in all parts of the world. It has been proved also. There is a law of India's idea, which has gone around the whole world. That means we are what we are because of our past karma in the previous birth or in previous thousands and thousands of previous births. And therefore we say you are a good man or a successful man, or because the destiny or luck or takdir or etc., etc. are coming from previous birth. And therefore the reason why we should be good people in this world is because you became eligible for a human birth. First of all, to become a human being itself is a great privilege. Out of 10 million animal species in the world, man is only one among 10 million animal species. This shows the uniqueness of man. Man is a great gift of God. How did he become eligible for it? By observing ethical, moral life throughout. And therefore, we say you are suffering because of past karma. You are enjoying because of past karma. Of course, the way you are born is because of the past karma. Thereafter, the influence of education, parents, families, media, and surroundings, and relatives, and neighbors, all the religion mold our attitude and behavior. And therefore, by the time of become 18 or 19 or 20, you become an adult. By that we mean you got something from the past birth, something from your parents, and then they got something from the environment. These three things together, you become an adult. That's the time when we become aware of what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad, what is proper, what is improper. And therefore, India has propounded a very scientific theory of what we call iniquity, inequality in the world. And therefore we have got various ways of life. India has postulated 4 methods by which we can realize ourselves that we are part of the divine. Aham Brahmasmi is what we say. That means I am Brahman, I am one with the universal consciousness, universal energy. We are not different from God. We are gods ourselves. Jesus said also the same thing, saying that the kingdom of heaven is within you and not outside of you. And it's a great idea given by India long, long ago. And therefore, the Indian heritage and culture is so unique in variety of ways. by which we can bring people together. Jesus said, love your neighbor. Why should we love the neighbor? The neighbor may be a different community, he may be a villain, he may be a bad man, but we have to love him for the reason the universal energy which is pervading the whole universe is what is in him and what is in me are both the same. So we give a scientific explanation for all this. In addition to all this cultural, spiritual, philosophical heritage of India, India's scientific heritage is so profound. 5,000 years ago, when there were no instruments, there was no telescope, there was no microscope, there was no instrument at all. They are conceptualized. Our ancient rishis sitting in meditation, sitting in silence in the forests of India, Aranyaka, they propounded theories such as Earth is round. It has been written by Indians only. The Earth goes round the sun, and all the planets are going around the sun. The speed at which planets go around the sun, the speed of light, the speed of gravitation, all those things have been written in our scientific heritage of India. There is a 60 CDs have been brought out by an institution called India's Scientific Heritage of India, has been written by one Dr. Gopalakrishnan, where he has shown mathematics, in statistics, in creation, on metallurgy, on the universal, on the planetary movements, speed of the sun, Akhanda Kodi Brahmanda. The universe is considered to be Akhanda Kodi, infinite number. Incidentally, the concept of infinity has been propounded in India. Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyade, Purnasya Purnamadaya, Purnameva Avashishyade. The concept of decimal, the concept of Shunya, the concept of zero, and this has been acknowledged by all great scholars in the world like Arnold Toynbee, Max Muller, David Crowley, Eugene Davis, great